Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with Golden Opportunities Coaching. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans. And what we do around here is we bring about a variety of topics, social, emotional, and psychological, for discussion in an audio format. Over 300 audios available for you to choose from. So hopefully something you enjoy. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Almost 500 subscribers. It'd be cool if we could get there by October 1st. That's the goal anyway, so please help by sharing this with someone that's useful to you in any event. So we're going to talk about emotional distance today. What causes emotional distance and some things that kind of describe what emotional distance is. Emotional distance is the act of being emotionally unavailable or emotionally unresponsive to those around us. And there's numerous reasons. I'm going to go through about 6 here of why people become emotionally distant. The first is depression or other forms of mental or emotional instability. So depression makes us actually apathetic in lots of ways. Often can make us distant or feel as though what we feel doesn't matter to others, and therefore starts to not make it matter to ourselves. And so when we are depressed, we start to see the reason for social interaction, at least through our perception, become less and less over time. A person who is categorically or chronically depressed may have difficulty making emotional connections with any person, and when they do, there's fear associated with that. The next thing on the list would be stress. So stress is the inability to regulate emotions in a positive, productive, committed, connected way. Stress is the realization that life is not going the way we need it to go, and that we are not able to find balance within ourselves in order to handle the responsibilities of daily life and or the commitments that we have. And so when a person is stressed out, emotional overload, emotional burnout is a real thing. It's actually diagnosable now in the DSM. And a person can, in fact, become to the point where they don't want to be social because it's another obligation on their plate. If you know someone such as this, suggesting they get some emotional support or counseling or working with a coach or other health professional can be helpful so that they can find stress coping mechanisms. The next is fear of closeness. Now, usually this happens when a person has been through a difficult breakup or some form of emotional betrayal. This can come in the form of friendships, family members, romantic relationships, or a combination of all of the above. And so when the association a person has with being close to someone is that they will get hurt or that they will get abandoned or that they will be taken advantage of in some way, emotionally, financially, sexually, mentally, whatever have you, they will in fact close down from getting close to anyone because part of it is they can no longer trust their own judgment. So if a person believes that their judgment is faulty, then there's no reason to be social. If there's no reason to be social, then they're not going to do it. This can often stem from trauma. Trauma is an experience or series of experiences that cause a person to believe they do not have the ability to make decisions that protect themselves in the long run. And so this can be problematic for a number of reasons, not limited to the idea that when a person has gone through a traumatic experience, usually a sudden singular experience or series of abusive experiences, they no longer believe that they have the ability nor authority to control their own lives. And so instead, with trauma, they try to stay with routine experiences that they know the outcome of. A social experience or emotional connective experience has too many unknowns for a person that's been through trauma, and so they cut themselves off socially. Now, another thing is for people who are dealing with a lot in their life and they have a very busy schedule, if they don't take time for themselves, especially this applies to introverted people who are less social by nature anyway, and they're overburdened, they'll become less social automatically kind of by proxy because they need certain amounts of time every day, every week, every month to recharge. And if they're not getting that, then social interactives that they don't naturally enjoy anyway will be the first thing to go. The last thing is emotional disconnection. So if a person's just numb because they're overwhelmed, they're burnt out, they're dealing with emotional stressors and or some form of illness, they'll just feel like their emotions they're having aren't really theirs, and controlling them either becomes too much work or feels unmanageable, undoable. And so there's a disconnect from the process of being social. Emotional distance is a sign that there are other things going on and false perceptions most often. And so if you know someone that's going through emotional distance challenges, helping them to seek help is a useful and often necessary idea for a variety of reasons. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. Please subscribe, like, comment below, and until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.